we break down the fascinating connection between your thoughts and physical reality. Using a remarkable scientific diagram discovered in quantum research, we'll show you exactly how your mind shapes the world around you. No complex physics degree required. Perfect for beginners interested in manifestation, with actual science behind it. Today we are tackling something really exciting, but in a way that actually makes sense. You've probably heard phrases like thoughts create reality or manifesting your desires, but wondered, is there any actual science behind this? Well, I've got something incredible to share with you today. This diagram right here, it's actually showing us the missing link between our thoughts and our physical world. Don't worry if it looks complicated. I'm going to break it down piece by piece so anyone can understand it. Now, before we dive in, let me be clear. This isn't about magical thinking or wishful hoping. We are talking about a genuine scientific phenomenon that quantum physicists have been studying for decades, called the observer effect. And what it reveals about how your mind interacts with reality might completely change how you approach manifestation. So let's start with something simple that scientists have proven beyond any doubt. At the tiniest level of reality, the quantum level, things don't behave like the solid objects we are used to. Instead, they exist as probability waves. Basically, they're in multiple possible states and locations all at once. I know that sounds weird, but stay with me. The mind-blowing part is what happens when these tiny things are observed or measured. The act of looking at them causes all those possibilities to collapse into just one definite reality. This isn't some fringe theory, it's a cornerstone of quantum physics that's been tested thousands of times. Now, the big question scientists have struggled with is, why does observation change reality? And how exactly does it work? That's where this fascinating diagram comes in. Let's look at this diagram together, bit by bit. Don't worry about understanding everything at once. We'll go slowly. See these two circles labeled observer and observed. That's you and whatever you're focusing your attention on. It could be a goal you want to achieve, a situation you want to improve, or anything you're trying to manifest. Now notice this central line connecting them. Scientists have discovered there's actually an energy exchange happening along this pathway. When you focus your attention on something, you're not just passively looking, you're sending energy that interacts with the quantum field. These arrows represent how your thoughts actually travel and interact with the physical world. Think of them like ripples moving across a pond after you throw in a stone. Your thoughts create similar waves, but in the quantum field that makes up everything. Here's where it gets really interesting. These waves actually influence the probability of different outcomes. They don't guarantee results. That's why manifestation isn't magical, but they significantly increase the chances of certain possibilities becoming your reality. Now let's look at one of the most practical parts of this diagram. This colored spectrum at the bottom labeled manifestation frequency range. What this is showing us is something really important that most manifestation teachers miss. Different emotional states create different energy frequencies. And this is crucial. Different things you want to manifest respond to different frequencies. For example, see how these colors correspond to different elements. That's a simplified way of showing that manifesting a new relationship operates on a different frequency than manifesting financial abundance. They require different emotional states. This explains why sometimes you can manifest things easily, while other goals seem resistant. You might be using the wrong emotional frequency for what you're trying to create. Show examples of matching emotional states to manifestation goals. Let me give you a real-life example. When Sarah was trying to manifest a new job, she kept focusing on her desperation and need for money. According to this diagram, that emotional state was completely misaligned with the frequency needed for career opportunities. When she shifted to feelings of excitement and capability, opportunities started appearing within weeks. Another crucial part of this diagram is these interference patterns here. This is showing us something scientists call constructive and destructive interference. In simple terms, when waves meet, they either amplify each other or cancel each other out. This explains one of the biggest manifestation mysteries, why sometimes your efforts seem to work backward. If you're focusing on wanting a better relationship, but underneath you have beliefs like relations. Hips always end in pain. You're creating conflicting thought waves that cancel each other out. The diagram is literally showing us the physics of why mixed signals don't work in manifestation. Your conscious desires and your subconscious beliefs need to align to create strong, consistent thought waves. Think about it like rowing a boat. If one oar is pushing forward while the other pulls backward, you just spin in circles. Both need to move in the same direction to make progress. So now that we understand the mechanics, let's talk about how to actually use this information in your everyday life. The diagram gives us 3 key principles for effective manifestation. 1. First, clarity matters. Notice how the strongest effects happen when thought waves are coherent and organized. That's why vague wishes don't work well. Specific, detailed visualization creates stronger, more coherent thought waves. Let's try this right now. Think of something you want to manifest. Instead of just naming it, really flesh out the details. What does it look like? How does it feel? The more specific you get, the stronger your thought waves become. 2. Second, emotional alignment is crucial. The diagram shows that emotional intensity creates exponential effects. This is why just intellectually thinking about your goals doesn't work. You need emotional fuel. Try this. Recall a time when you felt absolutely certain about something. Really feel that confidence again. Now, while holding that feeling, think about your manifestation goal. You're literally aligning your emotional frequency with your desired outcome. 3. Third, consistency creates momentum. See how these thought waves build up over time. One thought has minimal effect, but repeated focus creates powerful cumulative waves. Even spending 5 minutes daily in focused visualization is more effective than an occasional hour-long session. Consistency is the secret weapon of successful manifestation. Now you might be wondering if there's any real evidence that this actually works beyond the theoretical physics. The answer is yes. Researchers at prestigious institutions like Princeton University spent decades testing how human consciousness affects physical reality. Their pair lab, Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research, conducted over 2.5 million trials testing whether human intention could influence random physical systems. The results: a small but scientifically significant effect showing that human consciousness can indeed influence physical reality. It's subtle. We're not talking about moving mountains with your mind, but the effect is real and measurable. What's fascinating is that their results match exactly what our diagram predicts. Emotional investment created stronger effects, and certain types of focus worked better for certain outcomes. So let's put everything together. This remarkable diagram shows us that the connection between your mind and reality isn't mystical mumbo-jumbo. It's based on quantum physics principles that scientists are still exploring today. Your thoughts create waves in the quantum field that influence probability. Your emotions determine the frequency and strength of those waves, and your consistency determines how much these effects build up over time. Understanding this science doesn't diminish the wonder of manifestation, it enhances it. You're not just hoping for random magic. You're working with the fundamental mechanics of reality itself. In our next video, we'll explore specific techniques to optimize your thought waves based on what you're trying to manifest. And we'll look at common manifestation blockers and how to overcome them. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that bridges science and practical manifestation. Drop a comment telling me what you want to manifest. I read every single one. Until next time, remember, your thoughts are more powerful than you realize. Use them wisely.